Forever single, Sacha Pommepuy. Mr. Contact Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. It started off as a very quiet Friday evening. I had the fireplace just like that in my room, and I was lonely, and I was somewhat sad. You know, a lot of times I've been out with my friends. I've had me a lot of women and dates, but tonight was a little bit different. I said, you know what? I want to share a Friday night with somebody I love. So I decided to Google women dating sites. And so I wanted something peculiar, something special. So I said, I Googled interesting women. And apparently, and what came out in my Google search was interestingSingleWoman.com. So I said, perfect. So I started to search some different profiles. It was about 2 hours in when I landed on this goddess of a beauty. Beautiful hair, like light brown, like hazel yellowy type eyes, just stunning, perfect skin. And I'm like, wow. So I decided to read her profile. And it was a kind of an interesting thing that she was telling me about herself. She said, the thing that stood out to me was, I love to eat fried grasshoppers. Fried grasshoppers. If you guys know and traveled around, you know that that exists. And that was one of her favorite things, to eat fried grasshoppers. Another thing she liked, warm weather. Okay, cool, normal. She liked to sleep on the rocks where it's warm. And she just had some strange eating habits. She was saying, I like to eat this and I like to eat that. Just a little bit, strange. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to judge. Maybe this is the reason why I'm still single. So I said, I'm going to be open-minded. I'll be open-minded. And right before I closed the profile, she said, the one thing I despise. And it said fire. So I said, that goes my fireplace romance dinner. But I'm open. So I started to contact her. And immediately she replied. I said, wow, that's cool. And she said, let's meet. So we met. She said, let's meet in this really strange out-of-town place. It was a place called Reptolio. Anybody of you heard it? Neither have I. It was about an hour away from town. I'm getting a little freaked out, but I drive there because I'm desperate and I'm single. And it's been a while, right? So, as upon entering this strange kind of diner, a little bit strange, but it was nice. It had a bar just like that over there. And the only thing that comforted me when I walked in was this grandmother-like woman in the back, like waving. I don't know, what is that? So I felt friendly. So I said, okay, I'm going to sit down. So I sat down there and waited for about 5 minutes. As she walked in the door, sexy as ever, like just like walking in, looking for me. And then when she finds me, she's just like, really sexy. I was like, wow, this is my wife. So then she sits down, and we start talking. We start chatting. Instantly, we hit it off. I'm like, wow, finally I might even meet my wife. So we start talking. It was about 2 hours in. About 2 hours in, when I noticed something a little strange. As she was talking, she does this. So Sacha, what did... Right away, I said, excuse me, I just need a bathroom break. So I go to the bathroom, put on the water. It's about 5 glasses in, so I go to the bathroom. Okay, Sacha, don't mess this one up. She's beautiful. It's okay. You've had worse. The lizard tongue is nothing. You might even like it. Who knows? So I work my way back to the table, and I start to sit down. And I start to ask her more questions, And then she looked at me into the eyes, and I was about to grab my hand on there, and I'm thinking, okay, this is the moment where we're going to kiss. And then it started. The most horrific experience. The most horrific scream, or belch, or whatever that was. It just went. I was frightened. Everybody in the restaurant packed at that, they scattered around like fire ants. They were going whichever way. And then she started to transform. And this wasn't a special effect movie, I was real life, right? And so then I'm thinking, I was looking at her, she started to scale like an iguana, like a lizard. Like that. Her eyes started to narrow like a lizard. And I'm thinking, okay, she's kind of psychotic. And I'm thinking of my previous psychotic women I've had. She made all of them look like marriage material. Then she started to scale up like that, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to run. And I said, you know what, that tongue looked kind of cool. I was slightly aroused, I must say. I was a little surprised, but I wasn't around to stick to see how this girl kissed. So I started running. So I'm running all over the place like that. I'm diving. So I hide behind the bar like this. I make the bar like that, so I'm hiding. And then I hear this. Coming toward me. Like Jurassic Park, you know? And then it was coming near the bar. So I'm like, and then I'm still there. Please. And then, I'm like, oh, I'm driving, I'm running. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I do the best that I can. And then I'm just crawling on the floor like that. She splashed my arm, but now I can't run anymore. So I'm like, I'm stuck and I'm crawling. And then in my heat of my panic, I remember that one thing I read on the profile. And that was that she's terrified of fire. So I'm like, oh my God. And then she's just about to bite me or kiss me. I don't know what she's doing. And I'm like, and then she like, and then she was like blinded. And then I started running out anywhere. And she ran out of the diner. And then I got my car and drove away. And I could see the diner, the lights fading away into the dark. I don't know what that place was, but I'm never going back there again. It was disappearing into the night. I looked into the rearview mirror, and I made a silent pact with myself. Sasha, you're going to be forever single.